Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about politics in Japan. Disclaimer alert, I've never been to Japan. I don't live in Japan, obviously, so I live here in America, and I'm always curious about news around the world, particularly news that's coming out of East Asia, because I did take Japanese for about 4 years in high school, and I am familiar with Japanese culture, particularly anime and Japanese music, as they call J-pop. So this party by the name of Sanseido, they were founded in 2020 by a man by the name of Sohei Kamiya, and they won a significant amount of seats in our equivalent to the midterms there in Japan. And that's very important because this is a brand new party that was founded, and they label it's like the maga, equivalent to maga. They call it the alt-right. I push back on, well, first, okay, so Japan had their economy hasn't been doing too well. Then their population is in decline due to lack of birth. Women are choosing not to have children. I think obviously mainly because Japan is a very conservative country, and there is not a lot of out of wedlock birth in Japan. It's frowned upon in Japanese society. So plus more women are working now, so it's a different dynamic. So their population is in decline. Not a significant amount, but there have been quite a few immigration into Japan. I'm not gonna say something because I don't know if it's true. I mean, I don't trust the media, and you don't know what to believe. But a lot of the locals in Japan have said that due to the mass migration, well, not mass, well, their equivalent to mass migration for us, it would be tiny, because what we see millions coming in. They don't have millions coming into Japan because it is an island, of course, and on top of that, they have strict immigration laws. But they, in the minds of Japanese people, I guess it's too much, and it's too many, and they believe that due to the increase in immigration, the immigrants that are coming to Japan, they're not abiding by and following Japanese custom and culture. They say that a lot of the crime that's being committed are being committed by foreigners. Japanese people are non-confrontational people. They're very quiet, and they have very old school traditional customs. So I watch Japanese news, and they ask some locals about how do they feel about and plus also there is a rise in tourism in Japan. A lot of the economy depends on tourism as well, and a lot of the locals aren't happy about it. Not because they are xenophobic. They're not xenophobic. It's just that they feel like when the tourists come over, they are doing things. They're loud. They're sitting on stuff. I forgot what this guy said. I'm sorry. It was hard to understand the interpreter, but they're just not abiding by judge. They're littering. They're getting in the way of people trying to go to work. They're taking pictures and all that, and they're okay with that. But the thing is, they're being obnoxious about it, and I can understand that. So I think the reason why the Sanseido party made such big headway in the midterms, or our equivalents of the midterms in Japan, because people, I guess, are fed up. Well, they are fed up. The leader of the Sanseido party is, like I said, Sohei Kamiya, and he is they said he's the equivalent of Donald Trump in Japan, and they say that he says a lot of controversial things. But they said the same thing about Trump. Trump says, well, back in 2016, when Trump made the comment about immigrants coming into America, and he said that the media said that he said that they are workers. And I listened to the speech. He didn't say that. He said some. He said they are sending some, and that's true. They are sending some rapists. They don't want, obviously, those countries in Latin America, they don't want those people there, so they don't mind sending them over here. However, they a lot of people who come here want to work, so if they're coming here to do jobs that, of course, people like me and most Americans don't want to do. So I have no problem with people coming to this country the right way and working. I have no problem with that. I mean, but I listened to the speech, and that's why I say that you can't listen to what the media says. He didn't say that they all are so and so. He said some of them are. So that's why it's hard to listen to the media when they say that this guy Sohei Kamiya is he's like the Trump of, he says these controversial things. What was controversial when Trump said things in 2016? Now it's mainstream. So what he says to them may be controversial, but then down the line people say, you know what, when he said that, it's not really controversial. It's kind of, he's actually telling the truth. But I don't know every controversial thing that he has said. But in terms of the he's, first of all, he's anti-globalist. He is Japan first. There is nothing wrong with any country putting their people ahead first. There's nothing wrong with that. India first, Japan first, China first, Germany first. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's also nothing wrong. One thing I hate that the media labels when they call people nationalists. There is they equate nationalism with Nazis and stuff like that, and with Mussolini. There is nothing wrong with people being proud to be Japanese, proud to be German, proud to be Nigerian, Trinidadian, Haitian. There is nothing wrong with that. Everyone can be a nationalist in their own respected culture. There's nothing wrong with that. So I hate when they label people, you're a nationalist because you're proud of your culture. There's nothing wrong with anyone being proud of their culture. You can love your culture. However, and also if I go to Japan, if I decide to go to Saudi Arabia, they have rules, they have laws that I have to abide by. I can't just go to any random country and say, you know what, I don't like your rules or your laws, I'm going to do what I want to do. No, if you decide to migrate into another country, you have to accept their culture. That's just how it is. Like any other country around the world, you have to accept it. If you don't, then go back to your country. So in terms of, that's why I'm always, whenever the media try to label people alt-right or nationalists, that's when I say, okay, you know what? I don't want to listen anymore, because just because you love your culture and your customs and you want people to abide by it, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna cast aspersion on this man, because I don't know what he said. I don't know every little thing that he has said that's controversial. I'm just talking about in terms of globalism, and I'm talking about in terms of immigration. And he is anti-globalist, and I am anti-globalist. I think that globalism has harmed, or let's talk about in my perspective as an American, globalism has harmed my country. Because if you look at the steel capital of the world, which was the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh is like a ghost town now. Albany, New York is like a ghost town now. Michigan, Ohio, those states the factories have all gone due to these so-called trade agreements, and due to past presidents opening our country to China, and now all the factories are all closed. And what are the American workers left with? Nothing. That's why the unemployment rate was so high in those particular states, in certain cities. So, and the most important, look at Detroit. Detroit was the car capital of the world. Look at Detroit now. Detroit now is a complete mess. So I am for that. I'm not gonna get into the whole. I think he made a comment about women. He said that if you are over a certain age, then you should not have children. You can have children. It's okay if you're over 40, decide to have children. However, I mean, there is health risks having children over 40, but if you decide to have a child and you're over 40, that's your prerogative. I don't think any government should get involved in that or say anything about that. But there is health risk, but anyone can have a child over 40. I don't care about that's ridiculous. I don't know the other things he said, but I'm just talking about those particular issues that I know that he has said from watching the news. So I think that this movement is not going to die out in Japan. I think it's going to spread, and eventually, maybe he might want to run for president one day, the prime minister of Japan one day. Who knows? But this has been a ticking time bomb that's been happening to me in every country in the world. I think people are just fed up, and I am against multiculturalism. You can't force people to integrate in with other people. You can't just like to dump a certain group of people with another group of people. It doesn't work that way. People don't integrate like that. It has to happen organically. You can't force people to live amongst anybody. It has to happen naturally. So that's all I'm gonna say about this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you folks next time. Bye.